Okay, mobile banking. Here's my app. I'll just log into my mobile banking app. Oh, crap. IT made me change my password to one of those long, complicated passwords, but I wrote it down on the back of the phone here so I can't forget it. Oh, no.
Good morning. My name is Toby Rush. I'm CEO of EyeVerify, and this is Chris Barnett, VP of Sales and Marketing. Today, Chris is playing the role of Joe User. Right? So multiple times every day, we have to experience this painful and frustrating password process that Chris just demonstrated. Your employees and your customers also have to suffer the pain of this outdated authentication system. EyeVerify brings to you the Eyeprint Verification Service, a simple, safe replacement for entering passwords on smartphones. So Chris, what would you like to do?
I'd like something safe, simple, and secure, so I'll upgrade from the password to the Eyeprint.
So we're able to capture the Eyeprint using the camera on the phone with no extra hardware. Right? So we can image and then pattern match the blood vessels and the whites of the eye, giving you a safe, simple, secure biometric. So we're able to do that with 30 frames a second.
Verified.
So
that's amazing. No password?
No.
What exactly is an Eyeprint?
Sure. So an Eyeprint, again, is an image of the blood vessels and the whites of the eye, your vasculature, which is actually incredibly unique, incredibly accurate. It's stable. In fact, let's do another verification, but this time let's use a different application that's going to show a little bit of what's happening under covers, kind of the science behind what's happening. So Chris is going to hold the phone. It's about 6 to 12 inches away from the face. You can see we can find the eyes. We know which way he's looking. We know which eye it is. In fact, we're using a video, so it's actually 30 frames a second. And as soon as we get a single frame that's good enough, we're able to process that in under 1 second and verify who's holding the phone in a safe, simple, secure manner.
That's really cool. I love being able to get rid of a password, but I have questions.
Sure.
What about accuracy? Is this as good as fingerprint?
Yep, good question. So, in fact, it is as good as fingerprint. We've had those results verified by an independent third party at the Biometric Standards, Performance, and Assurance Lab at Purdue University.
Okay, but what about spoofing? I've read those stories about people spoofing face recognition on their Android phone with a picture. Mm-hmm. Is the Eyeprint better than that?
So, obviously, it's very important to know that we're talking to a real camera that has a real person in front of that is taking images from. So yes, we're able to detect a picture or a video or even a replay attack to make sure that we're not being spoofed on the inbound image.
What about the template security? What if a hacker tries to steal my picture or the template that you make out of the picture of my eye?
Right. So, of course, the template itself is encrypted, but you also need to be able to have the ability to revoke or cancel that particular template, but still be able to use the Eyeprint. So, in fact, those three concepts, the accuracy, spoof detection, and a revocable template are really foundational to a strong mobile biometric authenticator, and we have that. And more importantly, because we're pure software, we can fit inside the software stack, right? So you're not delegating the authentication authority to a third-party piece of hardware, another third-party system altogether. We can fit inside because we're pure software.
What about red eyes, though? What if, just hypothetically, suppose I've been drinking, and my eyes are red.
You're tired.
Or suppose I have allergies, I'm tired, I've been rubbing my eyes, there's dust. What about red eyes?
Yeah, similar to these guys about 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. So usually when your eyes are red, really what you're seeing are a lot of tiny capillaries, right? So we're not looking at those. We're looking at the larger veins and the pattern of those veins. So the capillary, the small red or pink eye doesn't bother us. And even when your veins do get a little bit bigger or more pronounced, the pattern themselves don't change. So that doesn't impact us.
Okay. So you're using the camera on the smartphone here. What kind of camera do you need, and which phones are you supporting?
Right, good question. So we're only a 2-megapixel camera, which is really almost any smartphone on the market today is going to have at least a 2-megapixel camera. We currently support iOS and Android, and we have BlackBerry and Microsoft on the roadmap.
Okay, as a user, if I want to eliminate passwords, what alternatives do I have? I guess, what's your competition for this?
Great. So there are 4 basic alternatives to the Eyeprint, right? So the first 2 are fairly well known. It's fingerprint and iris. They're great biometrics. They're very accurate. They're well known. The challenge is they're not here. In fact, they're not anywhere in this room on someone's mobile phone or on their tablet. right? So they take extra hardware. They're not natively enabled by the microphone or the camera. So that extra hardware is huge and a limiter when looking at mass scale and a mass deployment of this kind of authenticator. The other options are facial recognition and voice. So voice really struggles in loud or noisy background environments. It really is difficult to maintain its accuracy, but it's also socially awkward. If I'm sitting in a meeting and I want to get into an account on my phone, to be able to say, my voice is my password, please let me in, right? That's awkward. That's not discreet enough. Right? Facial recognition does use the camera, but it simply can't hold its accuracy. So it works great in the movies, but not anywhere else.
Well, what about two-factor authentication? I've read that in financial services, two-factor authentication is really important.
So yes, we're a big believer in two-factor authentication, so layered security, very prudent, very wise. So we think the Eyeprint is a great first factor, and we think the device itself is a great second factor. So what you end up with is two-factor authentication with no passwords and no pins.
Okay, well, how do our friends here in the audience get hold of this technology to play with it, try it out for themselves?
Sure. Well, first of all, you can sign up for our private beta and begin to work with this in yourself. If you're looking at for employee use case, so kind of BYOD, you can go to the major MDM platforms such as an AirWatch or a Good Technology or a Mobile Iron, because we can integrate directly with those. If you're looking at more of a banking platform, we can work with the Fiservs or the Intuit or the Monetize, these other applications that are out there to be able to integrate directly, because we're pure software. And of course, if you have your own software and you want to integrate it to your own application, you can do that as well. So I'd love you guys to come back, visit us at the booth. We can talk a little bit more about what the Eyeprint verification service can and is, and get you started on a simple, safe, and secure mobile authentication experience. Thank you.
Thank you very much.